New York City, the city that never sleeps, is a place where anonymity is armor, and strange is just another shade of normal. But for those who walked the streets of Soho during the fall of 2019, there was one anomaly they couldn't unsee: the smiling man. He wasn't a street performer. He didn't ask for money. He just stood on the same corner every morning at exactly 7:45 a.m., wearing a black wool coat, a tan fedora, and a permanent, chilling smile. Not a grin. A smile, wide, unsettling, almost surgically perfect. He would nod at passers-by with a strange warmth, locking eyes like he knew them. Some thought he was a marketing stunt. Others believed he was mentally ill. But no one truly spoke to him. Not until he vanished. On October 31, 2019, Halloween, the smiling man didn't show up. At first, no one noticed. Or perhaps they didn't want to. But by the end of the week, social media caught fire. The hashtag Where is Smiling Man trended on TikTok and Twitter. Grainy iPhone videos resurfaced, analyzing his smile, his posture, his route. Reddit threads mapped every appearance he'd ever made, while amateur sleuths flooded YouTube with conspiracy theories. Some believed he was a government experiment. Others claimed he was a ghost, a leftover soul from 9/11. But one user, at TruthVein42, posted something different. Look at his watch. Same time. Every video. 7:45. He wasn't just standing there, he was waiting. 6 weeks after his disappearance, a woman named Ellie Monroe, a freelance photographer for the Village Voice, came forward. She had taken a photo of the smiling man on October 30th, just a day before he vanished. It showed something no one else had captured: a woman in red leather gloves slipping a note into his coat pocket. Ellie had been editing in Lightroom when she zoomed into the reflection of a storefront behind them. The woman's face was partially visible. Eyes like chipped glass. Ellie sent the photo to a friend in facial recognition software. It came back with a 97% match. Rachel Eddings, presumed dead in 2014 after vanishing in the Hudson River. Her body was never found. On Christmas Eve, a padded manila envelope arrived at NYPD's 5th Precinct. No return address. Inside were 6 identical letters, printed on thick, cream paper and sealed with red wax. Each bore a short message. The smiling man is not missing. He was claimed. There are others. Watch 7:45. The handwriting was perfect, machine-like. Analysts said it didn't match any database. Surveillance footage from the mailroom was inconclusive. The person who dropped the envelope wore a mask and red gloves. In February 2020, a man named Jordan Beckett, a corporate attorney with no criminal history, jumped in front of a moving Q train. Onlookers said he smiled just before he leapt. He had no history of mental illness. But in his apartment, police found a journal filled with pages of the phrase, "I saw him. He smiled at me. 7:45, every morning. Now I smile too." His therapist said Jordan had been talking about a presence following him since November, someone in a tan fedora who whispered from alleyways, someone he couldn't stop seeing in reflective surfaces. In late 2021, MIT researcher Dr. Clara Yu released a paper detailing a controversial AI model trained to detect emotional anomalies in public surveillance footage. She tested it in New York, running data from street cameras. At 7:45 a.m., every day for over a year, the algorithm flagged the same anomaly, a cluster of smiles forming in seemingly random individuals. Not all of them acknowledged each other. Some were tourists, some homeless, some were school children. But their smiles were identical. Too identical. And then came the twist. In 3% of frames, a faint outline of a man in a fedora appeared behind them, even when no one else saw him there. Ellie Monroe went missing in April 2022. Her last Instagram post was a photo of herself in a mirror, smiling, an off-kilter, dead-eyed expression unlike her usual self. In the background, just over her shoulder, stood a blurred figure. Federal. Smiling. Police ruled it as suicide. Her family insisted otherwise. By 2023, reports of the smile had become urban legend. A TikTok challenge dared people to photograph themselves smiling on the smiling man's corner at 7:45. 2 participants went missing. One returned, silent, emotionless, unblinking. She smiled in her sleep. In 2024, the corner of Prince and Lafayette was barricaded by city officials citing infrastructure updates. But no work was ever seen. At night, if you listened closely, you could hear laughter echoing through the barricades. Not joyous, not cruel. Just present. The smiling man has not returned. Or maybe he never left. Maybe he was never a who, but a what? An idea. A virus of the mind. An infection passed through eye contact and mimicry. Not biological, but existential. And now, you've read this. Tell me, are you smiling? For more stories, subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more videos.